When you throw the perfect strike, the ball only hits 4 pins. It's the 1359.
So raise your glass, even though he's not the best, but at least he made the top 5.
And I lost a couple of good years with the arthritis, and that's what we deal with a lot at the pro shop anyways, arthritis. People come, their hands are all, some of them are really bad. And over the years, I've learned what works, what doesn't work. People come in, I'm having problems over here, so the first thing I want to do is change the pitches and the fingers, take the pressure off the hand. I've had people that lost fingers and all that kind of stuff, so we try to work around it, see what we can do.
Can we talk about maintenance for a minute? I got chastised by your partner a couple weeks ago. He cleaned my ball, brought it back to me. He's like, this ball's pretty dirty. I'm like, oh, I hadn't cleaned it since last season.
You got to remember.
And it's got all that gunk on it from the lanes.
The newer the ball, new bowling balls, if you were to look under a microscope, are little, kind of like little ridges or whatever. And when those pores get clogged up, the ball's not going to roll like it did. But the newer stuff, if you don't clean it, the cleaner the newer balls are, the tackier they get, the better they grip the lanes. We have a detox machine, which takes the oil out of the bowling balls. We have a resurface machine, and then we've changed the grips and everything, if you need grips or whatever, to bring the ball back to life again. If you ever open your bag up and see oil on it, then you got a problem. That means that ball's soaked with oil. And the worst things you want to do is leave the balls in the back of the car for long periods of time because they'll crack. For people at home, they want to leave them in an air conditioning place. They want to move them around too, just because even if they sit too long in one spot, they'll crack. So you kind of rotate them a little bit.
How often would you recommend? Well, you guys charge $5 to clean a ball.
What you ought to do, depending on if it's a dull ball or polished ball, we sell cleaners that you want to get the habit of when you get done bowling, you just spray it on and wipe it down. And if it's a polished ball, the polish doesn't stay on forever. Every 12, 15 games, you'll see the ball getting duller and duller. So you bring it in the shop for $5, we clean it up, shine it up. And so you could probably do that, depending on how much you bowl, either once or twice a month.
Okay. And now the right-handed bowlers, when I'm having a good game, they complain. They say, because I'm left-handed, I don't have any dirt or oil because they're all. What do we say to that?
The difference, there is somewhat of a difference. If you're bowling on a house shot and there's 6 people bowling or whatever, right. You got 8 people bowling, 4 in each lane, and you're the only left-handed. Yeah, your lanes are going to stay the same. You're not going to be changing as much as they are. 3 different types of bowling balls when you get to the higher-end stuff. They make a solid. Solid balls are always going to hook earlier and smoother. They make pearl balls, which go longer and more angular on the back end, and then they make a hybrid. They kind of combine. They took a solid and a pearl and they combined them, called it a hybrid. So you get a little bit of both. So before I would drill you a $200 bowling ball, I would go out and watch a bowl, and I would get what they call your positive axis point. It's how you rotate the ball. We put tape on the ball to see how your ball rotates. Okay. When I know what your PAP is, then it's easier for me to lay a ball out. So then I take a look at what you got. If you're replacing a ball, we have a way of looking up numbers to see what your ball's comparable. If it's a solid and it's got certain numbers, I can get your ball to replace that one. If you're not having problems with that ball and you say, I want a ball that's going to go longer, I have a ways that you'd want to go to a pearl or whatever, something that's going to go longer and change. But when we drill the ball, having your PAP, I can take that ball and get the most out of it for you.
That's why you go to Lenny and not me or Dennis to drill your balls. So any other tips for us 6-year-old bowlers?
Well, besides bowl more.
Bowl more.
Well,
we got bowl more.
The biggest thing I find with seniors as we get older is they don't use their legs. So the more you bend at the waist, the further you change your angle, and the ball goes in the floor in a different angle. You're trying to get the ball to go in the floor this way, and if you bend too much at the waist, the ball goes in the floor. That's why you see a lot of people drop the ball in this, but you notice when they get to the foul line, that as they get older, they're bent over more. And then it also causes the arms to go different directions. You want to pretend like you're going to sit in a chair at the foul line. And so that way you let go of the ball and your balance is good. Balance is everything in bowling. That's how you get all your leverage, balance and leverage.
I guarantee you, Dennis and I, we bowl later today. We're going to be trying that stuff and bowl like crap. Because it's like a golf
to break 100 at
it's
this
like
point.
a golf shot. What do I do?
That's where. Well, yeah, that's where you got to bowl more than 3 games a week. The weight of the ball is really important, and so the heavier
that would be your number one tip.
Oh yeah,
the weight of the ball. That's
the number one thing. And the heavier they can handle without hurting themselves. For people that throw lightweight bowling balls, they They have to learn to throw more off the right side because they want to be able to drive the ball into their main goal is to try to hit the 5-pin. So you want to come in from more angle. A lot of them want to throw the ball down the middle. That's the worst place to throw it. That ball's just going to deflect a lot. It goes all over the place. You may get a lucky break.
Yeah, so I'll see you before 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock for my
But if you live in the villages, go see Lenny down there at Leesburg Lanes. He knows everything about it. He'll get you set up and
may even actually bowl a couple right in the front lobby area there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another thing we do before they leave. They have to pass the test before they leave.
Yeah.
To go on the lanes. They have to roll to me on the carpet. If they can't pass that test, they can't go on the lanes. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Well, thank you very much for joining us at Lanai Gossip. Thanks,
Dennis.
Lenny.
Thanks to him, we've got the best league to play in. It's not a boast, just a toast to number 5.